some of my strengths are their weaknesses, and their weaknesses are my strengths.
To actually be the first, which is really big for me. But
to be people that I normally wouldn't be.
Why I am who I am, why the kids like me, why I like them.
Mostly accomplished, but more of confidence as well.
And I always get to make friends, always get to meet new faces.
Not only helps you to stop thinking, but it helps you to start doing. Just act on that impulse. Just, really listen to your instinct.
But if you're secure and you're strong in who you are and you have a strong sense of self, then you can be anybody and always come back to that solid place.
You are probably wondering, who are all these people? And what do all these various individuals have in common? The answer is simple. It is the love for acting and performance arts. The individuals conducted in these interviews come from very different lives, with extraordinary life experiences, and their devoted love to performance arts allows them to feel empowered and confident, not only on stage, but in their everyday lives. Two acting teachers from North Park Collegiate High School have decided to create a drama class that incorporates special needs students within the course. They want to share how it has been very successful of a development.
Well, I've been a drama teacher here for about 3 years, and I've been teaching all different levels, from grade 9 to grade 12. This particular semester, before I went on maternity leave, I started working with this class, working with the special needs students, doing drama with them, and a huge focus of that particular class was mentoring a grade 12 drama class with this particular special needs group, and allowing the mentorship group to teach the special needs students, and vice versa as well.
You know, it sounds very, very cliche. There is absolutely nothing in this world that is a bigger excitement than to see a young person who is shy and timid and afraid of being on stage just kind of, it's typical, but blossom. And we'll talk about one young man in particular, and he is an inspiration for me at absolutely every level of teaching. He's just such an amazing young man. And he came to North Park. He's autistic, and 6 years ago when he came to North Park, he was virtually nonverbal. And he played the lead in The Wizard of Oz last year and Peter Pan this year. And to see him on stage is about as close to magic as anyone would ever come. He's just a phenomenal young man. When we opened on Wizard of Oz, his father absolutely wrapped his arms around me and embraced me and wept openly and said, 5 years ago, my boy could only say 5 words. So amazing.
Come on, everybody, let's go. Next up, second star to the right, then straight out to one. To Neverland!
My experience with this as a drama teacher was probably one of the highlights of my career, because I learned so much about what students can do for each other and how I can kind of step back and watch these interactions go on that I would never imagine could happen. It's just incredible. Teaching how to cooperate and build confidence in themselves, to speak in front of a group and to understand that who they are is just as important as anybody else. To give them a platform, to have a voice in a group.
I actually played 2 major roles. I played Dorothy and Wendy.
Boy, why are you crying?
You get to meet a lot of people, including with these kids. I find that normal kids have a tough time at first with us disability kids, but as soon as they get to know each other, get a little bit more acquainted, the boundaries seem to disappear, and that's always the best part of this thing, is just seeing those friendships being made.
Usually, you know, a regular drama class will start off and everyone will be in their kind of positions and have kind of a block around them and not want to really express, and they're wearing their mask, essentially. And slowly this process of allowing them to sit together and to talk to each other and to feel safe in this space, their mask starts to come off and they can be authentically who they are. And I always think that in drama, if you can learn to be authentically who you are, then you have succeeded. You know, you can only be a good actor if you're comfortable with who you are as a person. I truly believe that. Because you can go into acting and playing all these different roles, and you can get lost in those roles very easily if you're not secure in yourself. But if you're secure and you're strong in who you are and you have a strong sense of self, then you can be anybody and always come back to that solid place.
High school is all about finding yourself. And these students find that support from their acting class. But what happens when you grow older? Your lifestyle changes, and you may want to re-explore yourself. The following individuals are current students within the Performance Arts Certificate Program at Mohawk College. Christina is one of the acting teachers within the Performance Arts Program. With such diverse experience within the acting industry, Christina is now sharing her passion and giving her students that comfort and confidence they need, not only within their performances, but in their personal lives as well.
Basically, I went to Bishop's University for theater, and even in high school, I'd moved around a lot, so I always immediately ran to the drama club, because immediately it's like, and when many people talk about theater, it's like having a second family, because, you know, in acting, it's extremely telling of people's courage and what they can face when they can jump in and audition for something, or, you know, you're meeting new people and trying a scene for the first time and putting yourself out there. Being vulnerable is an extremely huge challenge for the majority of society. So to just take a taste of being in someone else's shoes for a little bit was what allured me to the craft.
David is a middle-aged man who is diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome. Asperger's syndrome is a form of autism, which is a lifelong disability that affects how a person makes sense of the world, processes information, and relates to other people. These individuals find it more difficult to communicate and interact with each other, which can lead to high levels of anxiety and confusion. David shares how acting overcomes his obstacles.
Well, it gives me more confidence because a lot of people, I always had the envisioned area that after high school, I did not really see too many people without handicaps other than the people who helped me out. Most of the people who I associated with were also handicapped. And by taking this acting course, it kind of helped me realize that people outside the disabled community actually are a lot more accepting of me than they used to be.
After several years of battling breast cancer, Susan realized that life is short and decided to fulfill her lifelong wish of being part of an acting class.
I was getting older, and I had been procrastinating about taking it for many years, and I had a serious illness that kind of made me stop and say, time's running out, you better hurry up and do something. So I decided to, and plus I was getting at the age too where I was going to be retiring, so timing is everything, and I decided to take the acting class.
The number one fear in North America is public speaking, and Melissa wanted to take on this fear.
Basically, I wanted to challenge myself. I have a lot of social anxiety, so I wanted to do something that scared me, because I believe in kind of doing immersing yourself into something, you know, get out of the way right off the bat. So that's why I decided to sign up for it.
Julia shares her story on how her family and acting has given her comfort in a life affected by a speech impediment.
I had problems with speaking at an early age, so acting kind of helped out some of my words and how to pronounce them, how to say them correctly. It kind of helped me to speak very well, and mostly understand what they meant.
I can easily make friends at this class and hope that it goes beyond the class afterwards. And it does help in friendships. I know that it's an unusual kind of thing to say, but that was my goal in this class, to make friends in the class I was in. That was my number one goal.
Acting has really brought out what I always knew was kind of there. I feel more confident. I've always been very reticent and shy, and I'm finding I'm getting more confidence and I'm more open to talking about different things. So that's really helped me personally like that.
Improvisation can really help in my audition situation. It really, not only helps you to stop thinking, but it helps you to start doing. Just act on that impulse. Just, really listen to your instincts, because your gut instincts, that little voice, is telling you something, every time you make a decision or a choice, on stage or off. And 9 times out of 10, we usually think, okay, well, I better think of 3 or 4 other, choices or decisions, because I'm pretty sure that's probably not the first, the first decision or choice, isn't probably going to be the best. And in improv, it's all about don't even think, just jump in and do. There'll always be a net there. So just face that fear, or, just get out of your head and just, just get involved, and don't think so hard about what do I look like, or, what's my image saying, or what are people going to think. And just worry about, about letting go. And as a society, it's very hard for us to let go of any kind of control. Where my thing in my class is the number one fear in North America is public speaking and then death.
In the first few classes, I was really freaked out. I kind of contemplated dropping the class because it was a little much for me. But after a few classes, I really started to feel a lot more confident and not as anxious. Because I get to be people that I normally wouldn't be in my real life. I get to express a lot more, I think, and kind of put myself in, a life that I wouldn't normally lead. So yeah, it is an escape, yeah.
Personally, it's nice to see everybody else coming together with whatever they have too, because I wouldn't see that going to work and coming home. So it's nice to be involved with people who have different aspirations, different problems that they wish to overcome. And we all come together through acting.
In the summer 2005, my dad had, around that time, he kind of lost his job. So he found a job in BC and he had to move out. It was a hard time that year. When the summer came around, I kind of signed up for a theater choreos for the summer camp. It did help me keep my mind off where my dad is, but also focus that whatever I do, he'll be still proud.
I'm gonna cry. It's not really a rough time that it's helped me with. It was a rough time that kind of preceded the whole deciding to take the class. So, just a relationship that I was in that really did a number on me. So I wanted to get my confidence back and more be able to feel things. So normally this would never happen. I would have been hiding it, trying to suppress it. And now I'm not so, because of acting, not so afraid to emote, I guess.
I feel that when I'm in acting class, there is a family bonding in many ways, which I hope I'm not withholding to my family, but a good friendship circle kind of thing, you could say.
6 years ago, I had gotten breast cancer, and I'm a breast cancer survivor. Woo! And I was never really nervous about it or anything, and I never felt as though I was at death's door. I always felt very confident, and it kind of was a catalyst, and it was a wake-up call, if you have it, because I'm kind of a procrastinator, so I kept putting off, and when I found out that my mother had died of breast cancer and I had gotten it, and I thought to myself, I think the time has come to put everything aside and do what I want to do. And one of the things that I wanted to do was to do the acting.
It makes them come closer. And I want to make sure that people know, especially because it's such a broad range of ages, levels, and goals, that someone is supporting them and listening, because this is an industry that's quite difficult to get into, that a lot of people can start thinking this is what I want and not realize that when people think you really need a thick skin to get in the industry, you need like alligator plus bark to be in this kind of industry. The skin has to be that thick, because you could be asked anything in such a short period of time to perform or to produce. And it starts in my class. It starts with just looking at yourself and trying a little bit of everything and getting to know yourself.
In this world, we all strive to find acceptance, love, tranquility in our lives. And within an acting class, the words exchanged, the emotions expressed, the smiles and laughs shared provide a platform and strong friendships. The stage becomes a home where they can become whoever they inspire to be and let go of all these worries and fears to become a more confident individual on and off stage.